Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my channel. My name is Dominic, and today I am going to be discussing what I have learned this month in Digital Paint 1 at Los Angeles Film School. What I'm going to be discussing is what I've learned from 1 point perspective to a 2 point perspective and applying 2D to a 3D model. So what I've learned today, or what I've learned in the past, is about how you could form objects into a 1 point perspective, as you can see clearly in this image that I uploaded up, that is currently being shown on the screen. As to my vanishing point, as you can't see it because due to the fact that it's behind everything, as you can clearly see, I am removing things from files in my Photoshop, which I have my casts and everything else that is related to the subject. But it's always best to keep everything organized, as to I'm trying to get my words out because I'm making everything as I go on the fly. I don't have no script or anything written down, so I'm trying to go through my memory and explain what I've learned. From my 1 point perspective, as my vanishing point is, as you clearly see from the shadows, is over here on this side. And what I've learned in my 2 point perspective is I have both vanishing points, which is on the left and right side, but you can't see it here because I have it hidden away. And this is how I basically learned on my second week here on this month. And as to from the shading and how the shadows work, I added a little arrow, which you can see on this side, which shows my light source. So from my light source, as it's beaming down, it hits this little area that's right here, casting a highlight, which you know how you see in an object in real life, and catching a shadow um, past that. Then on my last week, I also learned how to implement a 2D model and placing it on a 3D model, which I'm going to pop up right here, which is my mace that I have put work into. As you can clearly see, this is a 2D flat UV light setting, which shows the individual markings. Let me just put this up. As you can see, I am going to the UV as a shell. As you can see from here, it is highlighting stuff that are implemented to this 3D model about right here on your right side. So like for instance, the handle, one half of the mace with the spikes included, the other half, then you got the chains, you got the top, lower half, and from that image alone right here, after you do your coloring, shading, texturing, as you can see from here, that I added some texture, some damage and wear and tear onto the handle, a little bit here on the chain, and a little bit on the mace ball itself, and applied it to the model about right here. As you can see, let me just zoom in real quick. See, oh, that is way too close. I'm sorry about that. As you can see, the damage dealt here. Like I added some detailing to the mace itself, and you can see clearly on the like a little bit on the wear and tear on the mace head itself. I also learned how to apply those models to barrels. As you can see, everything's in a 2D perspective in this screen, and just applying it to a 3D model, which is a a grayscale model to get things up and situated. And I have to thank my instructors for helping me out through this process, because it is a bit tricky for me, because I'm still, even though I've been in LA for about a couple months now, I'm still very new getting the hang of everything. And thanks to them, I wouldn't have done any of this without their help and their feedback, which I've learned because that's how you learn from the mistakes you make, and you just learn from it. I want to thank you guys for listening to me speak, and have a good, wonderful day.